Okay. We'll load this load in. I think we're live. Okay.
Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Waypoint Chat. Thank you for joining us again. I think this is my ninth episode. So, fun conversations. I'm so glad to have anyone that's coming and joining along. And I am excited to have Miss Jennie Pinkerton today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, Miss Jennie, life coach, you're my life coach, which is
Yes.
so fun because now I feel like I get to put you in the hot seat today, which I have to say maybe makes like the little evil laugh come in my head just a little bit. But you
Uh-huh.
know what? I am looking for a mentor or a coach for myself personally. You know what I appreciate about you is you have the knowledge, you have the background, you have the creativity, and you have the vision, like for me and to help me. And that is such a beautiful, and already the sessions we have been gold. But the reason I chose you is you walk the walk. And if I have a mentor or I have a coach, like I just have to know they're doing, and it doesn't have to look like my things. You know what I mean? They can be
Yeah.
completely different things, but I have to know they're doing the things too, not just being like, hey, you do that, even though I wouldn't do that. And so I love that about you. And that is why I'm so excited to put you in the hot seat today and have this conversation. So welcome, Miss Jennie Pinkerton.
Oh, thank you. I'm
Yeah.
honored to be here. I've been excited. I did think tables were turned a little
Yeah.
bit,
Yeah.
and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So for people who are like new to your work,
Mhm.
what would you describe that Firebird coaching really helps people do?
Yeah. I think, and in general, I get this question a lot, specifically, what is life coaching? Possibly,
Yeah.
what's the difference between therapy and life coaching? So I will just answer life coaching, and that's what I do, is is helping people see the possibilities for what
Mm.
they want to create. Um,
Yeah.
I have had lots of therapy. I
Yeah.
believe in it. I think it's necessary. It has helped me immensely in my life, especially deal with things in my past and some traumas and just kind of getting reconciled with the
Yeah.
past. And life coaching is to me about the future and what do you want to create?
Mm.
And I get to come alongside you and help you create what you want and the full of possibilities, the
Uh,
future.
Yeah, that's what I feel. Like for me, and I've also done a lot of therapy, like
Hmm.
therapy was like the healing and life coaching is the breakthrough. And
Mm,
that's, where I felt that I was. I'm like, let's go. Like
yeah.
Jennie Pinkerton, let's go. Yeah.
Yes.
So what got you personally into life coaching? Where were you like, this is my path of helping people?
Yeah, it's a interesting story, and I think we all have our own beautiful stories that sometimes are being woven before we can even see what's really
Mhm.
coming. I was a nutrition coach for 7 years, and I absolutely loved having each person come in and sit down, and I got to be with them. But what was hard was I only got to be with them for 30 minutes, and we really only were able to talk about food. And
Right.
I would find like someone would end a session with me and they would be walking out the door and I'd be like, but wait, like, can I
Yeah.
talk to you about your job? Do you like your job or what's going on with your
Yeah.
kids? And I felt very much like I wanted more of each person and I wanted to be able to coach them from their whole life, not just
Yeah.
one segment. And I did find I could not separate someone's nutrition from every other part of their life.
Right.
How you do one thing is how you do everything.
Mind,
And
body, spirit, right? Mind,
yeah,
body, spirit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so there came in me this little feeling of like I want more and I want the whole
Yeah.
person. And at the time I had seen an email. I was working full time at a CrossFit gym and in the email there was a little blurb about life coaching. And I hit the little click, the link,
Yeah.
and it was someone talking about what life coaching is. And at the end of this session, the person, his name was Brendan, he said, hey, if you want to have a conversation with me, you can. So I was like, well, I do. So
I'm
I
in. I'm in.
so
Yeah.
I got on that call with him and I kind of told him what I was doing. And he was like, you are life coaching. I was like,
Yeah.
I am. And it was like kind of my heart was soaring.
Yeah.
And what he did was he gave me permission to enter into what I was already knowing and doing and feeling.
Fully, right? To fully
Yeah.
enter in. Oh,
Yeah. And so the
good
next
stuff.
session, the very next day, I went in for my nutrition clients, and I just was able to show up different.
Mm,
I showed up like I am life coaching. I am
yeah.
talking to everyone about their entire lives. And it evolved from there into the where I decided to really do what I wanted to do and to have uh, slow down, focus time with each person. It meant that I wanted to start my own business. So 3 years
Yeah.
ago, I started my own life coaching business that does include health and nutrition,
Yeah.
if that's what somebody wants. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So, intros aside, and
Hmm.
I love your story. I mean, I mean, you just know, right? When you know, you know. And it
Yes.
was time. So, let's get into the meat of it, like why we're here today.
Hmm.
What are the patterns or behaviors you see that hold people back? Like, are there kind of patterns that emerge that you keep seeing over and over? This holds people back.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is honestly is just people don't have the time to slow down
Mm,
and to really kind of come back into themselves and have time to look at their life. Where is it now? And where would they like it to be in about a year? Right. And so
yeah.
if someone's like, why can't I get there? I think number one is, do you have the opportunity to just really slow down and look at where do you want to be? And that's something we get to talk about and really just like create a safe space.
Yeah.
And in that space, we talk about what I see people is like, there maybe once we can kind of like, hey, let's just make it 50% believable. Where would you
Yeah.
like to be in a
Yeah.
year? A lot of
I
times,
loved that
just
exercise, actually. I loved that.
mm,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, just having that opportunity, just the space to be like, wow, you know what? I would maybe like a career change or something in my relationship to be different. And could it be 50% believable? And once we can
Yeah.
do that, some of those feelings of like, I don't know what to do or how to do it, once we get kind of the vision, then we talk about what are some things that have typically held you back. So you said what holds people back. I think a lot of
Yeah.
times is fear, right?
Mm,
Maybe procrastination,
yeah.
maybe thinking they have to do it all at once and they have to do it right. And none of those things are wrong. But what life coaching does is you get to look at those things with someone right beside you
Yeah.
on the journey.
So it's the stories, right? It's the stories we tell ourselves that true, not true, probably not true.
Hmm.
How do you help people recognize the stories? Because I like those are kind of the barriers.
Yeah. I think the recognition comes, I think we all have our own wisdom. And the stories
Mm,
maybe we're telling ourselves, we begin to, as we talk about what we want in the future, what do we want to create, those stories, I can sometimes hear a theme running and maybe just a
mm,
simple question or the moment to
yeah.
pause and reflect, really bring forward, oh, I have been believing an old pattern. Um, I was told by my coach, and I'll tell many of my clients, like,
Yeah.
I think you've outgrown that story.
Mm,
Like that story's you've outgrown it
yeah.
and we're ready for something different and new.
So, for anyone today, what is like one small step you would say start here, moving towards that 50% believable life? Which I
Yeah.
just love that because it takes off the pressure because I'm such a
Mhm.
pressure person. Um, like, what would you say to them? What is that one small step that you can start taking towards the life you want?
Yeah. I would say slowing down. Maybe the one small step, and I coach this, and you've heard me say it, Rhonda, like, what's
Yeah.
5% more? What can we do that's just 5% more? So 5% more small step to me would like, could you just write down some things that if you could dream and they could be 50%
Yeah.
believable, could you just write those down and give yourself like 15 minutes, nothing crazy, very small. And
Yeah.
once that has kind of taken hold in your heart and brain, I would say the next small step would just be to talk to somebody that you trust, somebody that feels safe, because a lot of times those things are out there, and once they can get down, I used to have my therapist tell me,
Yeah.
what we have that travels from our head to our heart to the pen, it gets down
Mm,
and it gets some ground in it. And
yeah.
then from there, if you could just share that with someone that you trust, a lot of times just that little push is all we need. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, let's jump into motivation, right?
Hmm.
Because we want these big lives, but what about when there's just like the want is there, but the motivation is hard because life. Like,
Yeah.
how do you help coach people through motivation?
Yeah. Okay. Motivation, I think, is such a great word, but it's a tricky word because sometimes I think we can use it to make ourselves feel bad or to create a
Mm,
story like I don't have any motivation or my motivation's not there, or it's not as much as someone else. And so I would like to take away the power of the word motivation and change it to systems. So if
mm,
someone is possibly having like they're feeling like a lack of motivation, what I like to do is say, well, what's the system you're using now to achieve what you're trying to achieve? And if we can really take a lot of the self judgment out, the self like I'm not good at this, I'm not motivated, I'm not disciplined, some things I hear a lot, and say like, well,
yeah,
really none of those things are true. What's true is that the system you have isn't working because you it's not allowing you to achieve what you want to achieve. So if someone's struggling with motivation, I would start with the system they're using, and then we just create a new system
yeah.
to getting to where they want to go.
Yeah. I mean, okay, can we talk about my system that we
Yes,
built? I would love to. Is that okay to share? Okay.
absolutely.
So I made this. It's been chasing me. I'm writing a book. I'm saying it out loud. I'm writing a
Yes.
book. This is why I came to you. And I'm like, I am a goal person. I can do everything, but I can't sit down to write this book. So you gave me this system of write for 10 minutes, 5 days a week for 2 weeks, right? And when
Hmm.
you come
Yes.
back, we're going to talk about it. I, I'm here to say it works. I have written so much in those 10-minute blocks, 5 days a week. I'm pretty sure I have a whole chapter done, which is just incredible. Like, so I can attest to, and I'm highly motivated, always,
Hmm.
always, always. But
Right.
having this system in place, even on the days where I'm like, ugh, this is because writing is really difficult for me. Like, it's difficult to show up. And so thinking like 10 minutes, just set your alarm, even if
Hmm.
I sit there and stare at the screen, which I won't, it, I get it done. So I can 100% say the system approach works. It's working for me.
Mm.
But I'm going to have this book done before we know it. So, so exciting.
It is
Okay.
exciting.
So now I'm going to put you in the hot seat. Is there any time you have had to take your own advice in a big way and what you've
Yeah.
learned through life coaching?
I think it began on the trajectory of me having my own business, right? The advice I gave myself in a big way was just these few words, and it just rang throughout me for several months. And it was, if nothing changes, nothing changes.
Mm. If nothing changes, nothing changes.
Yeah.
I
And
mean, so profound.
yeah. And I had to really like literally get up every day and say, okay, Jenny, if nothing changes, nothing changes.
Yeah.
And it's I think you've heard versions of that, like do it afraid, do it
Yeah.
anyway, and things like that. But that one was advice that I've given many times that also I was given myself to really take the leap of I'm going to do this. I'm going to have my
Yeah.
own life coaching business. Yeah.
Oh, love that. Okay. So people are listening and we've talked about slowing down.
Mm.
Like, what is what is an action step? Like the first step? Like, so we've slowed down.
Yeah.
Now what? Like, what's step one?
Step one would be to have a conversation,
Okay.
right? Have a conversation. It could be with someone who you trust. It could be with a trusted friend, a partner. It could be with someone like And I did want to say this to me, a life coach, if you're like, I don't even know what this is, let me talk to somebody. A
Yeah.
life coach who is really willing to serve will sit down and talk to you. There's no need for
Yeah.
exchange of payments or anything like that because it's something that's very personal. It's something that both people need to feel like, okay, we're a good fit.
Yeah.
And so my first action step, besides like writing down kind of like, hey, what would I dream of? Can it be 50% believable?
Yeah.
And then I said, let's share it. So share it. So the first step to me is actually making the appointment on your calendar to
Yeah.
have a conversation, making the phone call, meeting with a trusted friend, a partner, somebody that you're not going this alone, right? You're not
Yeah.
here wondering, I want to do this, how can I? Maybe I can't. It's like bringing in someone with you.
Well, that's how I hired you. So I was at your Create the Life You Want workshop,
Yeah.
and Bev had tagged me. And when Bev says something, I do something. So I'm like, well, of course I'm going. Bev told me to go. So I'm sitting in your workshop, Create the Life You Want. And, we had written down, what do you want to achieve? Like, I brought the things, the homework with me. And the book was top of mind because that was, I mean, I literally reach every goal all the time and I could not break through this one. And you
Yeah.
said in your workshop, don't be afraid to ask for help. Like,
Mhm.
and that's what a life coach is. And that's where I was just like, oh man, I really have to write this book. Because I know if I reach out to you, the book is happening. I mean,
Yes.
like you're going to help
Yeah.
me get to that place.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I do think, and for those of us that are very high achieving, that asking for help can be the game changer. Having that conversation, right?
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
with a friend or with a life coach, seeing
Mhm.
what that fit is, seeing where it can fit in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I go back to systems, whether we realize it or not, sometimes
Yeah.
our system is we don't tell anybody anything. And so you're like, oh, I just can't do that, or that's not who I am. Well,
Yeah.
that's just a system that
Yeah.
maybe isn't working for you. So asking for help is a system,
Yeah.
right? Like, let me try this. Let me ask for help. Let me
Yeah.
try this system and see if it helps me get where I want to go.
And for someone like me, saying it that way, asking for help as a system feels so much better, even though they're the exact same thing. I mean, the
Yeah.
results are the same. You're still reaching out. You're still, bringing someone into your world for
Yeah.
something you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a beautiful journey with you. And,
Mhm.
and that's why I love having you here today. I'm like, oh, she totally Jedi mind tricked me into that. Like, how did that happen? But it's not that, right? Like, I was ready. It's being open, it's
Yes.
listening. Yeah. So if you want anyone to take anything away from today, if you're like, this is the one thing I want you to
Mhm.
take away from this conversation, what is that?
It would be that there's nothing wrong with you.
Mm,
You're not flawed because
yeah.
possibly something isn't the way you want it in your life. That it's a system, that a new system can be created. It's the feeling that life is full of possibility. You are a creative being, all of us are, and we have the opportunity to create really what we want without the the self-judgment, without the making
Yeah.
ourselves wrong or bad. We need a new system, and it's super helpful if you have someone along with you so that when those things arise, and those will arise, like I talked about, fear,
Yeah.
procrastination, or feeling undisciplined, that those things never have to be dealt with alone. That
Yeah.
there is support out there. There are more than people willing, coaches, friends, to really help you create the life you want. It's not a dream, it's a real possibility.
Ah, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, these go so fast. Like these go so
Yes.
fast. Okay, our 20 minutes. Got it. All right. So, if someone is watching today, because I know you do in-person sessions in Fort Worth as
Yes.
well as Zoom, right? Like, so
Yes,
you're
absolutely.
wide open. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, if someone wants to work with you, kind of what's that next step of them reaching out for
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, and Rhonda and I talked about this. I do have a website. It's a very just a landing page, and the best way to really connect with me is email me. I see all those
Yeah.
emails. I respond to every one of them. So just that I know my email's up there. Give me email. Let's connect. Let's talk. I'll be more than happy to meet with anybody. Also, Instagram is a fun way to follow me. If you're in the Fort Worth area or if I'm doing anything online, I'll
Yeah.
always post about that there.
Perfect. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, Jennie, for saying
Yes,
yes, for letting me switch the tables today.
it
That
was
was
good.
really fun. Yeah, that
Yes.
was really fun.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
I'm
thank you
honored.
so much, and, I will see you next week.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. All
Okay.
right.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.